Tron Legacy is here on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray, released by Disney. It can be found as a non-exclusive steelbook available at your online retailers. Following up the original Tron was always going to be an interesting concept, but I have to say it largely met my expectations. The special effects are leagues ahead of the original, and the antagonist of Clue was a solid choice. I don't think Sam, Flynn's son, was the most interesting character, which is highlighted whenever Jeff Bridges is on screen. Still, the movie is extremely cool and overall a worthy follow-up. Tron Legacy on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray has aspect ratios of 235:1 and 178:1. It is upscaled from a 2K digital intermediate, and it supports both HDR10 and Dolby Vision. For a list of equipment that I use for my reviews, check the video description. My experience watching Tron Legacy on 4K was a little different than watching the original. The 4K transfer was undeniably a showstopper visually. The differences over the old Blu-ray were quite frankly astonishing. With Legacy, that too received a substantial upgrade, but it wasn't nearly as dramatic. For starters, thankfully, the shifting aspect ratios from the previous release have carried over to the 4K. On bigger screens, this gives the image wide-open visuals that offer the viewer a noteworthy experience throughout. As for this transfer, the source itself was clean and problem-free. I've read there were some remastering work done here. In addition, some reported touch-up of the young Jeff Bridges CGI, but to my eyes, I didn't notice any significant improvements or if there was really any to be found. With this being a 2K DI, I didn't find improvements to detail and textures to be all that significant over the old Blu-ray. Image clarity, however, does manage to still impress with a significant uptick in this area. Yes, the Clue facial features still occasionally skew a bit on the wonky and smooth side, but anything practical does look pretty good. Sporting both HDR and Dolby Vision, the palette looks a bit fresher and more robust visually. With the original Tron, once the film transitioned into the grid, it showed outstanding visual brilliance on 4K. Here with Legacy, it's more of a refinement, but a no less welcome one. The palette skews slightly cooler with beautiful boosts to whites, blues, reds, etc. The wide variety of electronic colors in the grid are at times quite stunning and give a nice sense of pop. Black levels show properly deep night scenes, and within the grid itself, endless voids of black. Shadow detail looks good as well with no crushing spotted. Tron Legacy on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray supports a Dolby Atmos audio mix, which of course folds down to a Dolby True HD 7.1. There are also multiple international options available. Just like its predecessor, Tron Legacy also boasts a new Dolby Atmos mix. I have to say that the original Blu-ray and 3D Blu-ray have a very nicely realized 7.1 track that to this day still sounds extremely well put together and lively. The 4K's Dolby Atmos track doesn't reinvent the wheel in that regard, but instead offers some nice additional audio cues that help populate the overhead speakers. Height activity comes in the form of both complementary and discrete, which at the end of the day feels like a natural expansion of the old 7.1. The mid-level and rears are just as impressive as the old track before it, offering a wide variety of immersive elements from within the grid. Light cycle activity, the airship battle near the film's climax, and general ambience push through on the regular and give the listener a wonderfully immersive experience. In-film dialogue sounds clean, clear, and no issues, and the fronts also handle their respective output well. As for the LFE, I do feel it was dialed back just a little bit when compared to the old 7.1 track. It wasn't enough to really raise an eyebrow too high, but those that have their audiophile ear open will no doubt sense the subtle change. I'm sure this could be mitigated by adjusting your personal levels, but even if you chose to do nothing, it still has some good heft, impact, and offers some exciting rumble when the film calls for it. On the accompanying Blu-ray disc, which appears to be the same one released previously many years ago, there's nothing but Legacy extras included for this particular release. There are a lot of general making-ofs, behind the scenes, a music video with Daft Punk, interviews with the actors and crew, and a little bit more. For the picture quality, I'm going to give Tron Legacy on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray an A. I think the film's debut on the 4K format makes for a very nice and overall visually pleasing transfer. Colors are strikingly bold, especially within the grid, and the overall appearance of the film has benefited well with the bump to 4K. I think most will be pleased with how this turned out. And for the audio, I graded it an A. The audio in the form of Dolby Atmos is another great feature, which I think most will appreciate, even coming from an already outstanding 7.1 on the Blu-ray. The film's sound design is immersive and engaging, and it's really a lot of fun to listen to at home. And for the extras, I graded them a B+. I've said this before with Disney releases on 4K, it would have been nice to get some additional new features, but alas, owners of the old disc will know fully well what's included here, but there is still some good stuff to be found. So that is my review of Tron Legacy on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray from Disney. If you're interested in picking up a copy for yourself, I will leave a link in the comment section. It may not be in stock right now. It is a very highly sought after title, but just keep checking down the line. But if you have the disc already, let us know your thoughts down below. In the meantime, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guide 365. I will see you at the movies.